More baseball talk too, but now Canada's national summer sport. The St. Catharines Junior A Athletics regular season begins Wednesday night at home, Canada Games Park, and this season is a big one.
Everybody's talking, the buzz ain't just a beer. Radio man keeps saying this could be our year. Huddled up headlights, team colors cross the lawn. Don't matter where you're coming from, we're here to get it gone. It's that hometown crowd, yeah, it's in our blood. And even when the clock runs out, we still raise the cup. It ain't about that hat trick, home on a big first down. Just looking for a little something we can rally around. Seat in the house, courtside or on the couch, we still get loud.
Good evening and welcome to the Ontario Junior Lacrosse League Game of the Week on the OJLL YouTube channel. Alan Corgan with you from the ILA. Tonight we got a marquee matchup. We got the first place Orangeville Northmen against the second place Six Nations Arrows. Take a look at the standings on your screen now. You see the Northmen at 12-2, the Arrows at 10-3. So this is a measuring stick game tonight for the Arrows. Closely behind, Toronto Beaches at 9-5, Whitby 9-4, St. Catharines also at 9-5. So looks like it might be a 5-horse race for top spot in the Ontario Junior Lacrosse League. It's the first meeting of two between these clubs. They will meet again next Friday, a week from this Friday, up in Orangeville to Tony Rose. But tonight, a big game here. First meeting of the season of two between the Arrows and the Northmen. And we're underway. Face-off will be all the way back to the Northmen end. Alex Messier will pick it up. And he'll start ahead the long pass. Trying to hit Liam Matthews. Matthews treats the center, waits for the offense to get on the floor. Matthews drops it off for Dylan Sanderson. Sanderson takes the return feed. Style of a Max Kruger, the super rookie. Pass to Trey Deere. As of yet. For Lickers. Lickers has it. He'll drop it back for John Hill. Spin around there. They get the pass across. Here's a shot from up high. Nice pad save by Constables at a tie in the air. But it stays out of the rafters of the ILA. Long feed ahead for Carter Coffey. Coffey drops it off for Matthews, and he'll go off to the bench. Pardon me, that's Sanderson, number 11. Sanderson gets a pick. Now takes a high hit. Play goes on. They drop it back. Shot clock winding down at 10. Here's Matthews. There's a shot wide of the goal. Big rebound. Shoots, and that misses the net. And it'll be a shot clock violation against the Northmen. As we're a little over 2 minutes gone in the opening period and still looking for the game's first goal. Now they'll work the pass back for Hodo Martin. Martin behind the net. There's a feed out front. They work it back. Chance for the Arrows. There's a pass, and there's a chance and a save by Constantopoulos as he stops Joe Squire. Now they're battling for the ball in tight. Couple of Northmen, and it's picked up by Orangeville. They'll bring it back up the floor. And now they'll work it over for Trey Deer. There's Deer coming in, walks in, takes a hard bump, and we're going to get our first penalty of the game. It's going to go against the home team. A little bit of pushing and shoving after the whistle. We'll get our call. It's going to be cross-checking. Now we'll see it here. See Deer fakes the shot, goes in, and coming in hard was Dalton Keane. The two-sport star, plays in the Ontario Junior Hockey League as well, ended last season with the Leamington Flyers. He is the leading penalty minute getter on the Arrows. He's now up to 55 penalty minutes. So a power play, Orangeville. See if they can get the first goal. They'll work it around. It's back for Kruger. Kruger behind the back feed. Gets the return feed. Another behind back pass. There's a shot. Misses the top corner to Owen Ron. Now it's back for Matthews. Kruger for Matthews. Back to Kruger. Pass in tight for Deer. Back for Liam Matthews. Over to Max. Kruger up high. Nice save by Saga Thompson. Fresh 30 on the shot clock for the Northmen. They work it back. Kruger to Matthews. Back to Kruger. Waits. Shoots. And it's high and over the net. Gets his own rebound. And there's a shot. Scores! Dylan Sanderson puts one home on the first of the double minor for checking from behind. And it's 1-0 for the Northmen on a goal by Dylan Sanderson. 20th of the season. Here is a look at it on the replay. He'll take the return feed from Kruger. Behind the back, nice feed. Takes a shot, it bounces up and through the 5-hole of Thompson. And it's 1-0 with 3:35 gone in the first. And there's still 2 minutes left on the double minor to Dalton Keane. Just having we're talking about the situation here. It was a double minor, so they're saying that's why it's down to 2 minutes. I think that's what the official was wondering about. But yeah, the first half of the double minor is over because of the power play goal, and now there's still 2 minutes or less to enjoy for the Northmen unless the referees have something up their sleeve for another call. Carter Coffey will bring it up the floor. Deer and Matthews with the assist on the power play goal for Dylan Sanderson. And now, again, the Northmen trying to add some more on the power play. Picking it up is Sanderson again. He'll drop it back for Kruger. Wade shoots. Looks behind, but he stays out. He held the line. The Saga Thompson, and it still remains 1-0. Now up the floor to Aubrey Tallchief. Over center. Tallchief will drop it off for Hodo Martin. Martin looking to get up the floor. And he'll go across. There's a shot coming in. Good chance for John Hill, but he couldn't strike. Pardon me, that was Sunday. And now a turnover with 54 seconds remaining on the second half of the double minor against the Arrows' Dalton Keane. Ball is dropped back for Liam Matthews. 15 on the shot clock. I'll work it down. Sanderson back for Liam Matthews. Back to Sanderson. Down low for Kruger. Back for Sanderson. Over to Liam Matthews. Shot clock down the 5. There's a pass. Bing, bang, boom. But they can't strike. A nice save there by Thompson. Now they're fighting for the ball. Is Trey Deer. He'll drop it off for Liam Matthews. Matthews gets it for Sanderson. Back for Matthews. Back for Sanderson. They play give and go. Sanderson again shoots. Nice toe save by Thompson. And there's a rebound. Might be a break for Wales. Reset. Short-handed break. Reset. Delay penalty. There's a shot. And an easy save for Kostopoulos. And now we're going to get a call against the Orangemen. I believe it may be for too many players on the floor. And here we go again. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. And here's that. Look at that chance. Reset turning on the Jets. Has a break. So he ran out of gas at the last second. Couldn't get much of a shot off. And Kostopoulos makes the save. And we'll have a little bit of 4-on-4 just for 3 seconds. As going to the box will be Bishop Berman, I believe, to serve the minor for too many men on the floor. So now a big save at one end, a good chance at another. Now a power play coming for the Arrows to try to tie it up here. A little over 5 minutes gone on the OJLL Game of the Week on YouTube from the ILA, Six Nations in Orangeville. Glad you're enjoying it. And there's a pass over. It'll go for Joe Squire. 10 on the shot. There's a pass back. John Hill shoots. And it rings off the post and all the way back into the Northmen bench. What a chance there for Dale and John Hill. And now John Hill. And they're at Martin. Martin gets the return feed. Down low for Squire. Back for Martin. Shoots! And it's blocked by number 4, Jaden Ciapara. Now John Hill for Martin. The pass a little hot to handle there by Tries Sunday. Sunday now. Fakes the shot. 5 in the shot. Takes the shot. Whistles that one wide. And it'll be a shot clock violation. John Hill can hurry. And he missed it wide. So a shot clock violation against the Arrows with a minute to go on the power play. A penalty for too many players on the floor against the Northmen. So it's Max Kruger, third in the league in scoring going into tonight with 62 points, and he's a rookie. Oh, an illegal pick there, and it'll be Arrows ball. Up quickly is Tristan Garlow. Garlow drops it off for McKay Jimerson. Over to Joe Squire. Squire back for John Hill. Over to Squire for John Hill. Back for Squire. As those two play give and go. Back to the Haza Martin for John Hill. Takes a shot. Saved by Konstantopoulos. Ball is up for grabs near the crease. And Konstantopoulos will scoop it up with the big paddle. And he leads Carter Coffey ahead. Trying to kill off the remaining 20 seconds. He was triple teamed there, but right there to help him out is Elijah Edwards. Edwards, double team near center floor. And he coughs it up to Dalton Kane. 10 seconds ago. One last chance here, maybe if they can hurry on the power play. It looks like it's going to wind down. So Northmen 1 for 2. Arrows 0 for 1 on the power play. 7.5 minutes gone. 1-0 Northmen lead. Power play goal by Dylan Sanderson. Now Six Nations comes in, and that's off the post. Great chance there for Sunday. Now a hard hit down low, but a good steal. Back for John Hill. He gets it over. There's a shot by Sunday, and squeezing the pads to keep it out is Konstantopoulos. And another penalty coming up as official Coulter has his hand up. So there's going to be another cross check. And here, look at the replay here. You can see at the top of the screen. There it is off the crossbar. What a chance for Sunday. And it'll be another power play coming to the Arrows as Trey Deer is going off to the sin bin for 2 minutes or less. So Arrows just finished off a power play. They couldn't connect. They had a couple of good chances. Now let's see if they can tie it up on their second man advantage. Martin back for John Hill for Squire. For John Hill for Martin. Behind it back to John Hill. Down low for Squire. Squire to Sunday. Back for Martin. Shoots over to Squire. And he whistled that one wide. Martin shoots. Save Konstantopoulos. Rebound scooped up by Donnie Scott. Scott is knocked down. Ball's loose. Dale and John Hill battling for it. And it's shot up into the rafters by number 20, Max Kruger. And it'll be Arrows ball. Oh, just got to wait to settle it down properly. Now it's John Hill with it in the corner. He'll feed it back for Martin. Over to Jimerson. Jimerson takes the feed. Back for Martin. Behind it back to John Hill. The Squire. Back for John Hill. There's a pass. There's a shot. It's whistled wide by Jimerson. All the way back to the high slot for John Hill. 10 on the shot clock. John Hill takes a shot. Bounces off the floor and out of play. It remains Arrows ball. And he'll get a fresh 30 on the shot clock. John Hill for Martin. Down low for Sunday. Jimerson. Martin. Back for John Hill. Over to Jimerson. Back for John Hill. Wait, shoot, scores! Put home by Dalen John Hill, the wrister. A power play goal, and we are tied at 1. 27 on the season for Dalen John Hill, and here it is on the replay. He'll take the return feed. Left alone up high, and he'll just whiff it off the floor, and it bounces up and over. Konstantopoulos, one he might like to have back as he pulls the bow, and it's a goal. 9 minutes gone in the first, and we're tied at 1. But Both goals scored in the power play. Sanderson for Orangeville, John Hill for Six Nations. Off the draw, ball's up for grabs. Working around for it, still loose. Picked up by Tall Chief. Aubrey Tall Chief gets out of the jam. Good defense there by Aubrey Tall Chief. Tall Chief working around. Now down low. Arrows have it. They'll work it back. The shot. Nice save by Kostovas off the stick of Chase Cogan. Now they'll feed it up ahead for Carter Coffey. Coffey drops it off as the offense will return to the floor for the Northmen. Nearing the halfway point of the first, and it's a low-scoring affair, but a hard checking one. 1-1. Now it's Matthews. It's it over. Takes her turn feed. Shot clock winding down. Matthews. Over to Sanderson. Takes a shot. Nice save by Saga Thompson. Now the Arrows will work it over the floor. As that's Taylor Harding. Harding will drop it off and go off as Joe Squire leads it ahead. Back for John Hill. Over to Jimerson. Jimerson. Or John Hill. John Hill walking around. Shot clock down to 8. He's behind the Orangeville net. John Hill looking to pass somebody. There's a pass, but nobody there. And it'll be a shot clock violation against the Arrows. And now Northern will pick the ball up, and they'll give it to Trey Deer. Up ahead for the goal scorer, Sanderson. Back for Liam Matthews. Down low for Trey Deer. Deer in for Matthews, but a good save by Thompson. Who's been really solid to keep us a tie game. Deer thought about passing, but he fakes it. Now he'll get it down low for Matthews. Over to Sanderson. Dylan Sanderson walks out, shoots, and it's wide of the goal. And look, he gets it back, Sanderson. And he gets crunched to the floor by Porter. But they're still battling, and a good job there. There's a pass. There's a shot. And a big save by Saga Thompson off the stick of Liam Matthews. What great lacrosse action there in the last 30 seconds. Picked up by the Arrows. This is a measuring stick game. Their coaching staff told me before the game, and they're hanging with the Northmen so far. Trying to take a lead here the second half of the first period. And they'll work it around. There's a pass. Cogan trying to walk in, but he steps into crease, a crease violation. And it will be Northman ball. And up the floor with it is Elijah Edwards. Edwards turns it over. They're trying to get ahead before they get caught. And they will. As Dalton Keane. And we got a penalty coming up. And I believe it's going to be too many men on the floor again. And that's going to go against the Arrows. Tough break there. Looks like we're going to see who's going to go over and serve the penalty for Six Nations in the box. 8:03 remaining in the first, 1-1 tie. Both teams 1 for 2 on the man advantage. We'll go over at the Northman bench. Look at Evan Constantopoulos. So walk back. Record on the season, 8 wins, 2 losses, a 7.14 goals against, an 837 save percentage. And now another power play for the Northmen. They are 1 for 2, trying to make it 2 for 3. Pass around, Kruger behind the back. Takes it back, Kruger. Looking to pass, gets to Liam Matthews. Back for Kruger, over to Sanderson. Sanderson, Liam Matthews can't have a pass. Scooped up by Blaze Becker. Here goes Becker, breaking down shorthanded. Trying to get in, spins back. Zekiel lost some precious seconds and gets a tap from the bench for that one. Blaze Becker, 15 on the shot clock, is trying to kill. Yep, too many men on the floor is the call. And Lickers is the man in the box. There's a shot, nice save by Kostopoulos. Off that hot shot by Sunday at the end of the 30 seconds. Now it's Bishop Berman dropping it off to the bench. And it'll be Liam Matthews. Matthews, the Penn State commit. Drops it off. They'll work it down. Kruger, there's a pass. Trying to hit Trey here, but it's broken up. Back up the floor come the Arrows. Taylor Harding over to Hodo Merton. 45 to go in the penalty to the Arrows. Looking for a shorty here to take the lead. Merton drops it off for John Hill, who has the goal for Six Nations in this game. There's a shot and a save as he stops Douga Thompson. Look for the 5-hole, but it was stopped and shut by Konstantopoulos. But a 4-second differential between the game clock, or the power play, and the shot clock. 20 to go in the power play. They work it around. Back for Kruger. Over to Sanderson. Sanderson for Kruger. Wait, shoots off the arm of Thompson, and boy, a fresh 30 on the clock. And he'll kill off another penalty. It's a good penalty killing thus far for the Arrows. Now it's Kruger. Takes a shot and he whistles that one wide. Takes it back. It's a foot race now for the ball and getting there first. It's going to be a back over violation. Tall Chief will pick it up. Flashing those neon green shoes. He'll go off to get the forward on the floor. Squire. Over to Sunday. Tries a Sunday shoots and it goes wide of the goal. And off the glass picked up by Donnie Scott. Works it over for Sean Costigan. Costigan will drop it back for Kay Cordingley. Cordingley up ahead for Trey Deer. Drops it back for Ron. Over to Sanderson. Dylan Sanderson. Sanderson drops it off for Deer. 5 on the shot clock. Has to hurry. Trey Deer trying to find an opening. Waits. Has to shoot. And he does. It's the end of the shot clock, but a save by Saga Thompson. Up the floor now is Dalton Kane. Kane will put on the brakes. And he drops it off for Hodo Merton. Merton. Still has looking to feed somebody. 15 on the shot clock. Goes back. The shot by Snyder and goes wide. Rebound picked up by the Arrows. Snyder again, back for Merton. Takes a shot, just put that wide of the post. Rebound, it's blocked. It'll be a shot clock violation against the Arrows. Northmen ball with 4:25 remaining in a low-scoring game. They expected this from the top two teams in the OJLL. The 12-2 Northmen, the 10-3 Arrows. And there's a shot that goes wide. Rebound scooped up by Max Kruger. Kruger spins by defender. Looking to shoot. That'll drop it off. Oh, a bad turnover there. Picked off by Wales. Reset. Another break for Reset. He gets in. Wait, shoots. And I believe it hit the post. What a chance. Another breakaway for Wales Reset. And he couldn't connect. Hopefully third time will be the charm if he gets another opportunity. Now it's the newcomer, Aaron Toguri, who just was acquired at the trade deadline for the Mimico Mountaineers. Deer with a shot, but an illegal pick by Toguri. And it's Arrows ball, and it's a 2-on-1 if they hurry. But they couldn't get it in time, and now it's put back for Kenny Porter. Leaves it for Squire. Back for Dale and John Hill. John Hill. It's over to Snyder. Oh, penalty coming up there. There's a shot that goes wide, and it'll be a delayed penalty coming up against the Northmen once they control it. Now it's Squire. 5 on the shot clock. Extra attacker on for Six Nations. There's a shot. The head comes off the stick. There's a shot. Stopped at the buzzer. And now we'll get our penalty. It's a cross check, and here's a pushing and shoving after the whistle. Let's see it up in the screener. Just Connor ran right into it. He was just trying to defend himself, and it was Hodo Martin going down, and the penalty's going against Sean Costigan. That was more of just running into the stick than really putting it in his face, but Arrows will take the power play. I don't know if Rusty Kruger and the Northern will like the call very much. You look over there. Saga Thompson made some critical saves so far to keep this a tie game. Just let that one power play goal in. That's all we have so far. 2 power play goals. Dylan Sanderson started it. for Orangeville, and then it was Dale and John Hill with a power play goal. Quickly, some other scores around the Ontario Junior Lacrosse League. A busy night. 4 games, including this one. We have Whitby up 1-0 on the reload of St. Catharines Athletics. Peterborough leads Oakville 2-1. And Mimico leads Brampton 2-1. All games are in the first period. But you're enjoying the Ontario Junior Lacrosse League Game of the Week on the YouTube channel from the ILA. From the Six Nations of the Grand River. So power play for the Arrows to try to take their first lead of the game. Excite the home fans. Ball is in the crease and is scooped up by Evan Konstantopoulos. Looking to feed somebody, and he does. Up for Trey Deere. Deere has to get over that floor in a hurry, and he just beats the 8 seconds. Deere. So legal cross-checking is a call against Costigan. But it's a shorthanded chance now for the Northmen. There's a shot. It goes wide by Liam Matthews as a shot clock violation goes against the Northmen. Up the floor, it's Dalton Kane. He'll drop it back and he'll go off. Leaves it for Hodo Martin. 2 minutes to go here in the first period. Orangeville 1, Six Nations 1. Arrows on the power play. They'll work it around. Martin, his pass attempt broken up. He'll come back for Sunday. Tries in Sunday. To John Hill. John Hill gets away from some defense, but he makes a save. Does Konstantopoulos off of John Hill. Back up the floor come the Northmen. 30 seconds remaining on the penalty to Costigan. Jaden Siapara trying to kill off the clock. Drops it back now. They get it for Cade Cordingley. Cordingley. Very famous royalty name in lacrosse in the Orangeville area is Cordingley. Bit of an illegal play there. Play goes on. Shot clock winding down. They get a shot off and they'll reset it. But the ball will be picked up by the Arrows as it'll be another kill by the Northmen. Both teams just with the 1 power play goal so far, each with 3 opportunities. Now it's Caden Lickers. Lickers. Under a minute to go here in the first period. Can somebody break the deadlock before we go to the locker room? Here's a chance. Another save by Konstantopoulos as he stops Tries in Sunday. Up the floor now for Donnie Scott. Scott looking to pass. Drops it back for Dylan Sanderson. But a 12-second differential between the game and shot clock. Kruger over for Liam Matthews. Matthews trying to break through. Draws it back. Trey Deere loads up. And a save by Thompson. Well, Six Nations call a timeout here. They have 15 seconds left. And it's a break. Up ahead. Thompson shoots and a save by Konstantopoulos. Under 10 to go. Can the Northern get one last shot? Edwards up the floor for Owen Ron. Here's a shot from up high and a save by Thompson as the buzzer goes to end the very entertaining but low-scoring first period. After 20 minutes from the ILA, Orangeville 1, Six Nations 1. You're watching the Ontario Junior Lacrosse League Game of the Week on the OJLL YouTube channel. We'll be back shortly for period 2.
Gatorade. With electrolytes to help replenish what's lost in sweat, carbs to help fuel your working muscles, and fluids to help you hydrate. Scientifically formulated so you never stop competing.
Let's go, raise up one time, go get it, it's yours, let's shine, come on.
Rehydrate, replenish, refuel. Gatorade.
You can catch the fun with lacrosse, Canada's national summer sport. Everyone can experience the excitement of lacrosse, where fun meets fitness and friends are made. Lacrosse is one of the youngest organized sports children can play. And with 66 clubs throughout Ontario, everyone can get in on the fun. Visit playlacrosse.com. Our interactive map will help you find a lacrosse club in your area. Join the Ontario lacrosse community today. Ask a parent before going online.
Welcome back to the OJLL Game of the Week on the OJLL YouTube channel. 1-1 Orangeville and Six Nations after 1 year. The look at the power play goal by Dylan Sanderson that opened the scoring for the Northmen, and then back the other way, it was Dalen John Hill. He'll take the return feed up high, and he'll bounce one off the floor and past Evan Konstantopoulos to make it 1-1. And that's where we sit going into period number 2. Marquee matchup in the league, the top 2 teams, first of 2 meetings this season. They will meet again a week from Friday at the Tony Rose in Orangeville. Both the teams are pretty quiet at the trade deadline, little tinkering here and there. Orangeville acquired Aaron Torguri from Mimico, and Six Nations acquired Justin Hill from Burlington. And that's about all they did, but still, these teams really didn't need much to do. They're up in the top, and they want to continue that way, and we're underway for period number 2. Arrows will control off the draw. It's Martin dropping it back for Squire. We'll work it over for Sunday. Sunday up high for John Hill. Back for Sunday. Sunday, 10 on the shot clock. Sunday for John Hill. Martin in tight off the shoulder and the post of Konstantopoulos. Fresh 30 on the shot clock for the Arrows. Snyder has it back. Snyder. Pass misses John Hill. Goes behind the Orangeville net. And it'll be gobbled up by Jake Spalina. He'll get it up ahead for Aaron Torguri, the newcomer we talked about just moments ago, coming over from Mimico. He'll feed it over for Max Kruger. He's been the league's top rookie by far this season. Won a couple of Rookie of the Week honors in the OJLL and should have his sights set on the Rookie of the Year at the end of the season, but he wants to win a title. He's not caring about individual. There's a shot from his teammate Liam Matthews, just missed the top corner. Bounces back and a shot clock violation against his Northmen. He'll come all the way back into the Orangeville end. He picked up by Chase Cogan. Cogan looking to pass. He'll get it over for John Hill. Get over for McKay Jimerson. Jimerson pass down low for Squire, doesn't work. John Hill gets it back over to Cogan. Squire. There's a shot by Jimerson. He scores! Somehow it fools Konstantopoulos. And it's a 2-1. Six Nations leading. We might have a penalty call coming after this. Let's see. But nonetheless, Arrows get their first lead of the game. And here's a look at off a broken play. The ball will find its way over to Jimerson. And he'll shoot one right through the 5-hole of Konstantopoulos. He thought he'd kick it away in time, and he couldn't. And it's a goal for Jimerson. Number 10 on the season. It's 2-1. And to add insult to injury, it's going to be a penalty coming against the Northmen, so a power play for Six Nations to try to add to their lead. So Jimerson gets his 10th of the season, and now it's an Arrows power play. Working back for John Hill, over to Jimerson. Back for John Hill behind the goal to Squire. Out for Sunday. Sunday shoots, and it's high and over the head. Rebound to John Hill, walks in, and Konstantopoulos shuts the 5-hole and it rolls in on Konstantopoulos. He'll get it up ahead for Elijah Edwards. Edwards, one-on-one. Now he has to put on the brakes. He waits for his teammates to get on the floor. Edwards drops it off for Liam Matthews, tries to go to the bench. Finally gets off. And it might be a misconduct because there's no time up on the penalty clock, so it might be There's a shot. So a slashing call against Bishop Berman. The penalty is not showing up on the score clock. But it is a 2-minute power play for the Arrows just after they scored a goal. Now coming in calmly is Sunday. Drops it back for Jimerson. Behind the back to Sunday. Back for Jimerson. John Hill back behind the goal for Squire. Out front, Martin takes a shot off the shoulder of Konstantopoulos, and he makes a save. And up the floor, hurrying, is Alex Messier. Messier coming up, shoots, scores! And he jumps into the glass for good measure. Alex Messier puts it home, short-handed goal. The Northmen tie it at 2, just like that. Here you look, it is the long feed ahead for Alex Messier, the one-time Halton Hills Bulldog, Junior B player. Here he comes, allowed to walk right in, and puts it up and over the shoulder of Saga Thompson to tie it up at 2. And he gives the glass a little good body check for good measure. So they're trying to figure out how much time is left on the penalty and when they'll put the goal up on the board. But it is Alex Messier's goal, as he's now up to, actually that's only his second goal of the season, and an important one to tie things at 2. So we have 2 power play goals, 1 shorthanded goal, and 1 even strength goal so far in this game. So we're getting goals from all different avenues. So there we go. There is 37 seconds remaining on the penalty to Bishop Berman as it's put on the board. But a shorthanded goal by Alex Messier has tied this one up at 2. Six Nations will try to get the lead back here in the last 30 seconds of the power play. Jimerson over for John Hill. Jimerson behind the back. John Hill. Sunday. John Hill now with it. Squire fakes the feed. Back for John Hill to Jimerson. Behind the back to Sunday. Sunday shoots. Up high and a save. Ball's up for grabs, and it's scooped up by number 55, Aaron Toguri. Toguri trying to impress his new mates in his second game as a Northman. Drops it off for Trey Deer. They've killed off the penalty and get a shorthanded goal for good measure. Now Liam Matthews with it. Matthews over accordingly. Back for Deer behind the back. There's a shot by Matthews falling down. And a shot clock violation against the Northmen. It looked like Ron might have stepped the crease anyway, but nonetheless it's waved off. Now it's Ray Cortez. Cortez has it for the Arrows. 2-2 the score, a little over 4 minutes gone in the second period. Now a big battle for a pick. Legal pick there by Lickers, and it'll be Northman ball. Hope you're enjoying the OJLL Game of the Week on the YouTube channel. Alan Corrigan with you from the ILA, from Six Nations of the Grand River. Top 2 teams in the league battling, and they are battling a 2-all tie. Now there's a shot and a save by Thompson off the stick of Dylan Sanderson, who had the opening goal of the game. Noah Snyder will lead it ahead for the home side. Snyder, nice moves, cuts in, still has it, will drop it off. There's a pass. Oh, behind the back. Good chance there for Sunday, trying to make it look pretty, but a save by Konstantopoulos. Off a nifty chance for Trizon Sunday. Now it's Siapara up the floor. Siapara Cornell product. Now they work it back. Here's a shot by Max Kruger. Kicked away. Rebound goes accordingly. Fresh 30 on the shot clock. Owen Ron over to Max Kruger. Kruger spins by defender. Allowed to walk in. And a save by Thompson again. Now the feed up ahead to Blaze Becker. Becker up the floor. There's a pass. There's a shot. Another save. But stepping in the crease was Douga Thompson. And now up the floor with it is Spalina. Spalina with it. Orangeville will try to grab the lead back. Speed defended there nicely. Now it's number 70, Cohen Jennings. Dropping it over for Sanderson. 10 on the shot clock. Bounce it for Liam Matthews. Matthews, shot clock when it takes a shot. Saved by Thompson. Fresh 30 on the clock, but it'll be Pare trying to pick it up. Pare in a battle. Loose ball scooped up accordingly, and a round of sticks tap off the bench for a good defensive effort by Kate Cordingley. Cordingley feeds back to Kruger. Coming off the bench, Kruger spins. Trying to spin by every defender. There's a pass. In tight. They'll work it back. Because Liam Matthews walking in, trying to bounce one home, but it goes up and into the netting and out of play. And it'll be Six Nations ball. Now they're battling for it. Only 5 seconds. They have to hurry. And it's off the glass. I was just trying to beat the 8 seconds. And he did, but it's a turnover. And now it's Costigan. Sean Costigan for the Northmen. Costigan has it. There's a pass. There's a shot. Nice save. Rebound. Another big save by Saga Thompson. 2 big ones off the stick of Owen Ron. Quickly, I'll tell you our next telecast on the OJLL YouTube channel will be on Friday night when the reload of St. Catharines Athletics, the Minto Cup hosts, will take on the Peterborough Lakers, 8 p.m. Lacrosse boss Matt Carrick will have to call that one. But we got a great one here going tonight at Six Nations. And they're going to try to take the lead again. There's Sunday with it. Squire. Kogan. But it's picked off by Messier, trying to get another one. Here's Messier again on the break. Alex Messier comes in, scores! He liked it so much, he thought, why not do it twice? Second breakaway goal for Alex Messier. He only has 3 in the season, but he has 2 tonight. And it's 3-2 Northmen. As they're letting this big moose loose. Look at Alex Messier bouncing one home past Saga Thompson. 3-2 Northmen. A shorthanded goal and now a breakaway goal on the even strength side for Alex Messier. Now off the draw, controlled by the Northmen. It's up ahead for Owen Tubble. There's a pass. Now Deere. Deere has it. Drops it back for Matthews. Matthews trying to find Deere. He's checked off the ball. Up the floor now, it's Kenny Porter. Porter leading, and Porter shoots, and a big save by Konstantinopoulos, but a great chance. Bit of a trip there, goes undetected by the officials. Now Hodo Martin drops it back. Caden Lickers. Lickers back for Snyder. Snyder over to John Hill for Jimerson. Back to Snyder. Squire. Dalen John Hill. Back for Snyder. Looking for an opening. Does. Shoots. But it's off the helmet of a player. Not a play. It'll be Northman ball. And Arrows ball. And they'll get a fresh 30 on the clock. Snyder spins. Gets hacked. Gets a pick. Gets a feed across. Jimerson all alone in front. And it's stopped by Konstantinopoulos. But again, the shot clock will be reset. 8 minutes gone. And here's another chance. John Hill tries to bounce one home, and he couldn't. Gobbled up now by Caden Lickers. 20 to go in the shot clock. Lickers makes a move, falling down, and the ball whiffs out of his hand. And the Northmen intercept. And a pass up ahead for Toguri. Toguri 2-on-1. Toguri cuts in and shoots. And a nice save by Thompson off the arm. A nice pass over. And now Trey Deere coming off the bench. And now he'll settle things down for the Northmen as the forwards get on the floor. Max Kruger. Kruger walks, loads up, and fires one wide. Rebound to Cohen Jennings. Jennings gets it over to Kruger. He shoots again, and it's blocked. Now it's a foot race for the ball. It's Dalton Kane. Kane's in alone. Kane shoots, and he whistled that one wide. Like to have that one back with Dalton Kane. Up the other way come the Northmen. Cordingley racing down the floor. Cordingley drops it back for Coffey. There's a feed in tight for Jennings, and it's stopped by Thompson. And he goes through the crease, and it'll be Arrows ball. 10:50 to go here in an exciting game. Nearly halfway through, a low scoring affair. I guess a pushing and shoving behind the play. It's Dalton Kane and Trey Deere. Dalton Kane likes to stir things up. He does on the ice, and he does on the floor as well. And Kane's going to go off. Is he going to be sent to the box? Let's see. I believe the officials telling him to go in the sin bin. And the Arrows coaching staff can't believe it. And the Six Nations fans letting Deere know what they think of him. And here's a look at it behind the play. You can see Deere gave him a little bit of a two-hander there in the arm. That was, actually, I believe that was to Garlow coming back. So it looks like we got 2 players in the box now for the Arrows. So they might have a 5-on-3. Wow. Looks like Wales Reset is also in the box with Dalton Kane. Yeah, and the Arrows faithful are really letting the officials know what their thoughts of him right now, and maybe, you know what, they may have a reason to be a little upset. I think we might have a penalty shot here as well. So, yes, it's going to be a penalty shot coming up. And it looks like it will be Trey Deer coming on. A few call for words have already said to. Now it's Trey Deer with the penalty shot. Not endearing himself to the crowd. Here comes Deer. In. Waits. Shoots. And it's off the post and wide. And the Arrows fans give him the old Bronx cheer as he couldn't connect. And here's a look at it on the replay. Trey Deer coming in very slowly. Maybe should have put a little more speed on it. He's looking for an opening. Shoots. And getting a piece of that was Saga Thompson. And it remains a 3-2 Orangeville lead. But it looks like we're going to have a two-man advantage for the Northmen. So it's going to be a big test here for this Arrow squad as the officials are over at the scorekeeper's box trying to see what's happening for penalties. You look over there at Rusty Kruger, Orangeville Northmen head coach with his staff. Andrew Suter there to his right. Happy with his results so far. He's going to see now if this power play can get clicking with 10:44 remaining in period number 2. Having a talk, here's the Paré having a talk with the official regarding all the penalties that have happened. A penalty shot plus 2 minor penalties. I believe Kane was getting the initial call for some roughing, and then I think maybe something was said by Wales Reset over during the penalty call, and I think the referee didn't like it too much, and he gets a penalty as well. So now it's a 5-on-3 advantage for the Northmen. 2 goals in this period by Alex Messier. 1 shorthanded, 1 even straight, both on the break. Have given the Northmen a lead, and now they have lots of open floor to work with. So, unsportsmanlike conduct is a call against Reset. There's Liam Matthews, shoots! Saved by Thompson. Rebound and a fresh 30 picked up to Sanderson. Kruger, Matthews, Kruger, Sanderson. Back to Kruger. Back to Matthews. Shoots. That pass. Bing, bang, boom. And Deer is stopped to the side of the net. Trying to tic-tac-toe play. You got to give credit. Saga Thompson has been red hot tonight in goal for the Arrows. Here goes Becker shorthanded. He'll drop it back for Kenny Porter. Porter drops it off for Hodo Martin. They're just looking to kill off as much as they can of this clock. 10 on the shot clock. Under a minute to go in the two-man advantage for the Northmen. Now it's Sunday. Shot clock winding down. Gets it off, but not before the buzzer goes. So a shot clock violation against the Arrows. 48 seconds remaining on the two-man advantage for Orangeville. Trying to get one here to grab a 2-goal lead. With 9:25 remaining, second period. Matthews, Liam Matthews. Over to Trey Deer. Back for Matthews. For Kruger, back for Matthews, shoots, and he whistled that one wide. And he'll come all the way back. And it's a back over violation against the Northmen, so it'll be Arrows' ball to try to kill it off. And they can, if they hold possession, they're going to kill off. This will be a huge kill for the Arrows, as Northmen could not score on the penalty shot. And looks like they won't be able to score on the two-man advantage, so momentum shift to the Arrows right here as they're only down by 1. 8:45 remaining in period 2. And there it is. You'll probably hear a good response from the crowd, and you do here at the ILA, and for good reason. Strong penalty killing by their home side. And the shot clock violation. And they're arguing that it should have not happened. Are the Arrows bench, and they're incensed over there. Not getting many good calls right now are the Arrows. Oh, Deer almost has his pass picked off. With 14 on the shot clock, Trey Deer. Down low for Liam Matthews. Matthews spins around the defender. Gets the pass. Kruger with a shot. Kicked away by Thompson. Fresh 30 on the shot clock now for the Northmen. Ron for Kruger. Over to Matthews. Liam Matthews finds an opening. Walks in. Ball pops open. He stepped in the crease. And the crease violation against the Northmen. Long feed ahead for Kenny Porter. Porter up with it now. Porter, he'll drop it off and go off in a change. Feed Toto Martin. Working around. Comes Snyder walking in. Snyder spins back. Pass over. Shot. Finds way to Sunday. Sunday walks out. We put it just wide. Scoop back up. Race for the ball, but a little too hot to handle it far for Spitlina. And back to pick it up. It's Duga Thompson. Up ahead for Tall Chief. Aubrey Tall Chief. It's it over to Cortez. Six Nations didn't let the penalty shot goal, and they killed off with two-man advantage. They're doing great right now, trying to get that tying goal. As it's Lickers. They drop it now back for Cortez. Cortez. Shot is blocked. And now racing the floor is Siapara. Siapara finds an open player. That's Elijah Edwards. And big hit as Toguri is knocked down. The Arrows trying to free up the ball. They're triple teaming Toguri, but he's doing a great job. And he comes up with it. Now they're battling again for the ball. This is a great scrum. And a shot clock violation. But some hard work down low by Toguri to try to get it, but give that Arrows defense some credit. They were working hard to not allow him to get a shot, and they did. And they got the shot clock violation. Jimerson. Kate Jimerson. Back to Snyder. Takes a shot. Kicked away by Konstantopoulos. Rebound up for grabs, and he's knocked down as Snyder. Excuse me. They'll get over for Jimerson. 6 minutes to go here in period two. Orangeville leads 3-2 on the OJLL game of the week. There's Snyder with a shot. And a save by Konstantopoulos. And we're going to get a whistle here. We're going to look at some replay here. Going to see replay the last chance there by the Arrows. Some good ball movement. Here's Noah Snyder with a shot. And a nice save is shutting that 5-hole was Evan Konstantopoulos, as now we'll have a stoppage in play for a refreshment break for the two goalies. It is a bit stuffy in here tonight in the ILA. Not as humid as it has been the last few days here in Southern Ontario, so it's not so bad. So let's look at some scores from across the OJLL as we get a break. Whitby with a 5-1 lead over St. Catharines. Bit of a surprise maybe there. And Mimico with a 6-2 lead on Brampton in the second. Here's a chance by Orangeville a few moments ago. And there's those two big saves by Saga Thompson off the paddle of Owen Ron. And the other score tonight's, other than this game, is in Oakville. Peterborough leads the Buzz 8-4. So some big margins right there. All 4-goal games going on. Other than this one, we have a 1-goal game. And now a penalty has gone against the Northmen, so a power play for the Arrows to try to tie it. So working around Sunday. Martin, pass, swing and a miss by Squire. Picked back up by Siapara. Siapara up ahead. Feeds Max Kruger as the Orangeville Northmen are shorthanded. That's over for Cordingley. Cordingley now with it. It's back for Matthews. Liam Matthews. Shot clock winding down. Matthews throws it on goal. Nice whip shot there, but a save by Thompson. Yeah, legal cross check to Costigan is the penalty with 5 minutes remaining in the second period. Arrows trying to tie it up. Now they'll work it back for Hodo Martin. Hodo tries on Sunday. Jimerson. Martin. Hill. Jimerson. Back for John Hill. Jimerson shoots up high. Saved by Konstantopoulos. Rebound. And through the crease was Sunday, so it's a turnover to the Northmen, and Kosatopoulos gets it up ahead for Owen Tuvell. Tuvell looking for an opening. It's held there a little bit by number 8, Taylor Harding, but gets it off for Trey Deer. Deer has it. He'll pass it up for Jennings. Back for Sanderson. Shot clock winding down. It's down to 5. Kruger has it. Kruger takes a shot. Right at the end of the buzzer, and it's a fresh 30. Just picked up by Trey Deer. He's double teamed. He's got a great shot there from our camera. Porter. Double teaming down there with Pare. As another penalty killed off by the Northmen. Koskin is back out. Pare. Yikes up the shorts and we'll get the ball ahead. It's it up for Lickers. Caden Lickers drops it back for Snyder. Down low for Sunday. Trying to jive his way in. Drops it back Snyder. For John Hill. Dalen John Hill. Having the ball. John Hill with it now. Takes a shot. Saved by Kosatopoulos. Fresh 30 for the Arrows. He'll go back up high for Blaze Becker. He'll drop it off and go off on a change. Cross-court pass to Snyder. Snyder works it around for Lickers. For John Hill, back for Sunday. For John Hill, for Snyder. His shot goes off his own player in the back. Here we go, an opening now, maybe a 2-on-1 break. Here comes Edwards. Edwards waits, shoots, scores! Time to walk with Elijah. Elijah Edwards buries it on the 2-on-1 break, and it's a 2-goal Northman lead, 4-2. And here it is on your screen again. Edwards looks up, looking to pass, decides to shoot. Good move for Edwards. He puts it through the 5-hole of Thompson and in. And it's a 4-2 Northman lead with under 3 minutes to go in period number 2. As Edwards gets his 4th goal of the season. Some unlikely sources of offense tonight so far for the Northmen. Alex Messier with 2 goals. He only has 3 in the season. Elijah Edwards just gets his 4th. But that's where you need to do. You need to get some unlikely sources. That's why you have deep teams. Now it's Trey Deer. For Ron, back for Deer. Deer. For Sanderson. Now for Max Kruger. Kruger. For Liam Matthews. Matthews allowed to walk in. Oh, a nice save there by Thompson, getting an arm on that one. And then the ball will be picked up by Kenny Porter. Porter racing up the court. Porter feeds it over. John Hill. There's a chance now for Dugan Thompson. Back for Jimerson. Dalen John Hill. Back for Jimerson. Jimerson. Squire now with it. Squire goes behind the net. Back out front of Jimerson. There's a pass, and Martin swings and misses on the pass attempt. Now Schneider at the end of the shot clock, and he doesn't get off in time, and a shot clock violation against the Arrows with under 2 minutes to go here in period 2. 3 unanswered goals by the Northmen, 2 by Messier, 1 by Edwards, and they have a 4-2 lead. It's been a tight defensive battle, and now there's Matthews now with it. Matthews shoots! Nice save in the crest of the jersey by Thompson. He'll drop it off for Blaze Becker. Becker up ahead for Cortez. Cortez gets it over for Hodo Martin. Now for Dalen John Hill. In tight for Martin, but a save by Kosatopoulos. Up the floor to the Northman again. Ciapara. Jaden Ciapara has it. Pass for Kruger coming off the bench. He shoots, a nice save by Thompson. Using the mask. Under a minute to go in period 2. Kruger drops it off for Trey Deer. Deer walks in, takes a shot. Another big save by Thompson. As Deer was knocked down, he's a little slow to get up. And they'll go off to the bench. They'll go Thompson. Thompson now with it. He'll drop it off and go off. Dalen John Hill the shot, trying to elude Kosatopoulos, and it doesn't work. And we'll get a timeout call by the Northmen with 26 seconds remaining as they'll hold for last shot of the second period. So you see Evan Gonzalez, he's been probably not as busy as Saga Thompson, but doing the job so far. Thompson has made some key saves. If it wasn't for him, this game could be a little more out of reach. But he's giving the errors a chance, and that's all you can ask of your goaltending right now. As some other scores right now, it looks like Whitby has a 6-3 lead on St. Catharines. Down in St. Catharines tonight, the Canada Games Park. That's late in the second period. Some other scores here for you. Momentarily, you got Mimico up 6-3 on Brampton, and Peterborough leads Oakville 10-5 as you look over the Orangeville bench, getting some last-minute instruction here for last shot to try to take a 3-goal lead into the intermission. Don't forget, Matt Carrick will have our next telecast on the YouTube channel. Up in Peterborough at the PMC on Friday night as the Peterborough Lakers host the St. Catharines Athletics. 8 p.m. face-off here on the Ontario Junior Lacrosse League YouTube channel. Join us for that game and many more throughout the rest of the regular season and the playoffs. Most exciting time of the year. And you can also check out the archive of all the games that we've had so far this season on the OJLL YouTube channel. Check it out. So here we go. Goalie is pulled, 20 seconds remaining. As Max Kruger has it. 10 seconds to go. Kruger looking for last shot. Now he's got to go towards the net. Kruger behind the back. Here's a chance. Saved by Thompson. Picks it up. And that'll do it for period number 2. 3 unanswered goals by the Northmen to end the second period. After 40 minutes here at the ILA, Orangeville leads Six Nations 4-2. You're watching the Ontario Junior Lacrosse League Game of the Week on the OJLL YouTube channel. We'll be back for the third period shortly.
Gatorade. With electrolytes to help replenish what's lost in sweat, carbs to help fuel your working muscles, and fluids to help you hydrate. Scientifically formulated so you never stop competing.
Let's go, raise up one time, go get it, it's yours, let's shine, come on.
Rehydrate, replenish, refuel. Gatorade.
You can catch the fun with lacrosse, Canada's national summer sport. Everyone can experience the excitement of lacrosse, where fun meets fitness and friends are made. Lacrosse is one of the youngest organized sports children can play. And with 66 clubs throughout Ontario, everyone can get in on the fun. Visit playlacrosse.com. Our interactive map will help you find a lacrosse club in your area. Join the Ontario lacrosse community today. Ask a parent before going online.
Welcome back to the Ontario Junior Lacrosse League Game of the Week on the YouTube channel. Al Corgan with you from the ILA. Here's a look at the goals for the second period. There's one there for McKay Jimerson to give the hometown Arrows the 2-1 lead. But then it was the Alex Messier show for Orangeville. Takes the feed here, shorthanded. Slows things down a bit. Walks up, waits, shoots, and scores. Putting one by Saga Thompson. Then he gives the boards a body check to make it 2-2, and then it's Messier again on the breakaway. He came into this game with just one goal. He now has triple his output. He's up to 3, and another body check to the glass. That makes it 3-2. And here's a penalty shot for Trey Deer that was unsuccessful, and they had a 5-on-3 under that as well, the Northmen. They couldn't score on that, but later in the period it was Elijah Edwards looking to pass, decides to shoot. Good moves. He beats Thompson to make it 4-2 after 40 minutes. And that's where we stand going into a critical third period as both coaches are getting talked to. Stu Montour of the Arrows, and it was Rusty Kruger of the Northmen. Don't forget, Friday night's our next game on the OJLL YouTube channel. St. Catharines at Peterborough, 8 o'clock from the PMC. Matt Carrick on the call. Third period underway. And the face-off controlled by the Northmen, trying to add to the lead and take home a big road victory. But some good defense there, Carter Coffey, but he gets away from it. Coffey. Now we got a illegal play there, and it's going to be Arrows ball. Big break for them. First of 2 meetings between these clubs this season, the top 2 in the OJLL. They will meet again a week from Friday, July 4th, up at the Tony Rose in Orangeville. That should be another barn burner. Got a good one here going tonight. They're going to try to see how they do in the last 20 minutes. Maybe beyond, you never know. But there's a turnover by the Arrows, picked up by Bishop Berman. Falling down, he feeds Elijah Edwards, who had the latest goal late in the second period for the Northmen. Offense now on the floor for Orangeville. Pass goes to Liam Matthews coming off the bench. Drops it off for Deer. Now they work it around for Max Kruger, who's been held goalless so far. Leads the team in points, and he's a rookie. There's a pass trying to find Deer. That's a shot clock violation against the Northmen. Pass ahead for Wales Reset. He'll just leave it for Caden Lickers, and he'll go off. Lickers trying to get something going for the Arrows. Takes a return feed from John Hill. Lickers gets it over for Kogan. Kogan drops it back for Sunday. Sunday eludes a defender. Eludes him again. Shoots. But a save by Konstantopoulos. Ball up for grabs, loose. And the Northmen get it ahead. Racing down the floor, it's Spallina. Spallina thought about passing, decides to hang on. He'll drop it off for Trey Deer. Most of the big guns for Orangeville held goalless so far tonight. They're going to try to change that here in the third. Liam Matthews now with the ball. Matthews spinning around, 10 on the shot clock. Matthews still has it, drops it off for Kruger. Kruger behind the back. There's a shot and a big save by Saga Thompson off of Owen Ron. And now here comes Aubrey Tallchief. He'll drop it off and go to the bench. Leaves it for Hodo Martin. Martin still has the ball, drops it back for Lickers. There's a return feed, but turnover to the Northmen. Picking it off, it's Carter Coffey. Coffey for Deer. Takes a shot, and he whistled that one wide of the goal. Cortez with a little bit of a hold on his player behind the goal. He got a nice tight shot in behind the Six Nations net. You see Jimerson looking at the clock, trying to get a shot clock violation. Trying to get the can opener there to loosen that ball, or the Arrows, and it'll be a shot clock violation. Smothering defense there by Six Nations to get the turnover. Back up the floor, it's Noah Snyder. Snyder with 38 points going into tonight. Gets it there for Dalen John Hill. Pass there for Lickers. Ball goes off a player and wide of the goal. Coming out, that was Kogan. Back for John Hill. Shot wind down. There's a shot. And a shot clock violation against the Arrows as the ball did not hit Kostopoulos or the goal. 3.5 minutes gone here in the third period. 4-2 the Northmen lead. Now Matthews finds an opening, goes in, but a nice save by Thompson closing the 5-hole. Up the floor. Pass goes to Doug Thompson. Thompson goes in, shoots, save. Kostopoulos falls down a little awkwardly there in the crease. But he looks okay, and he'll get up, and play goes on. Now it's Donnie Scott dropping it off for Cade Cordingley. Over to Cohen Jennings. Down low for Trey Deer. Deer regains the possession, gets it back for Ron. Owen Ron back for Deer. Deer being double teamed. Ron trying to get it in tight for Scott. Shot clock winding down. There'll be another shot clock violation against the Northmen as the defense, like a bit of an extra shot there by Deer at the end, and that's the crowd was humming and hawing about, but no call. There's a hack and a whack going off to the bench. Six Nations trying to get back within one. They work it around. Back for Snyder. Down low for Lickers. Back for Martin. Shoots. Saved by Konstantopoulos, and he lets it go for Tubble. Owen Tubble. Through center. Up ahead for Edwards. Elijah Edwards has a goal tonight. Leaves it for Dylan Sanderson, who also has a goal for the Northmen. He had the first one of the game. Sanderson. Pass over for Jennings. Feasley and Matthews for Kruger. Fake the shot. Kruger. Pass picked off. Here's a break for Blaze Becker. He's all alone. 1-on-1 with Konstantopoulos. Becker waits him out. But a big save by Konstantopoulos to rob Blaze Becker. And now ball will go up to Owen Ron. Ron. Back for Trey Deer. Deer. In a battle with Cortez. Now he's with Rossett. Pass back. There's a shot. Nice save there by Thompson. Back up the floor come the Arrows. Goes to Dalton Keane. Keane drops it off for Thompson. Pardon me, that's Cogan. Over to Jimerson. Goes back to Snyder. Down low for Dalen John Hill. Now they work it around. Back to Trison Sunday. A little trouble with that pass. Shot clock winding down. He has to hurry. 3 seconds to go. Gets the shot off, but a save by Konstantopoulos. Back up the floor, it's Sean Costigan. Costigan drops it back. Ron over to Sanderson, Dylan Sanderson. Another name of lacrosse royalty in Orangeville. Sanderson makes a couple of nice moves. 5 on the shot clock though. Sanderson up high. Matthews shoots, and a nice save by Saga Thompson. He'll leave it for Becker. Up ahead for Porter. Porter gets it off to Caden Lickers. Lickers drops it back for Snyder. Down low for Jimerson. Jimerson walks out. Back to Merton. Over to Lickers. Lickers goes behind the net, out front. Pass eludes Snyder. Snyder regains it. Shot clock winding down. Snyder. If pops out of his hand. And it'll be a shot clock violation against Six Nations. 12:45 remaining. Third period. Still a 2-goal Northmen lead on the Ontario Junior Lacrosse League Game of the Week. From Six Nations of the Grand River, we're live at the ILA. Orangeville 4, Six Nations 2. Top 2 teams in the league. 12-2 are the Northmen. 2 wins ahead of the Arrows at 10-3. Trying to gain a little more ground on Six Nations tonight. But still lots of time. There's a shot. Deer trying something nifty, but it didn't work, and Thompson makes the save. Up the floor come the Arrows again. They feed Taylor Harding. Harding off for Chase Cogan. Cogan off for Hodo Martin. Over for Dalen John Hill. Under 12 to go. Sunday. Down low. Cogan. 8 on the shot clock. Cogan Trying to elude the checkers. Does. Takes a shot. It's high and wide. Rebound picked up. But another shot clock violation as a pushing and shoving as it's Kogan and Messier after the whistle. Or after the buzzer went, pardon me. Up the floor again of the Northmen. Kruger for Matthews. Liam Matthews spins, shoots, but it's blocked. Loose ball picked up by the Northmen. They'll work it for Spalina. Back for Kruger and shoots, and a nice save by the pad of Thompson. Back up the floor come the Arrows. Kenny Porter drops it off for Joe Squire. Squire looking for his first goal tonight. Dalen John Hill has one. The other by McKay Jimerson. Martin. John Hill. Over to Snyder. Noah Snyder. There's a pass. Bounced through the crease by Jimerson. And it's picked off by the Northmen. And they'll work it ahead for Elijah Edwards. Edwards with some space. As both teams get changes in. Now it's Cordingley. Cordingley going to the net. Cade Cordingley drops it back. Sanderson. 5 on the shot clock. Winding down. They have to hurry, get a shot off. Sanderson will not. And it's a shot clock violation this time against the Northmen as they're nearing the halfway point of period 3. Intense battle between these two great clubs. And it's a low-scoring one, 4-2. 10-10 to go. Ayers trying to get within one here on this possession. There's a shot. It's blocked. There's a rebound. Sunday picks it up, tries the behind-the-back shot. Didn't work. But they will get a new 30 on the clock. But now it's picked up by the Northmen. Owen Tuvell gets over center. Tuvell eludes the check of Martin. Now he'll drop it off and go off as Dylan Sanderson. Sanderson up for Max Kruger. Kruger over Liam Matthews. Matthews spins by one check, trying to get by Paré and can't. Matthews again being so tightly defended. Can't get a shot off, and it's shot clock violation against the Northmen. The defense has been airtight for these clubs, and it's a good sign for the Arrows. They need to get a goal, though. They got to break through this defensive wall of Orangeville if they want to get back in the game. 9:12 remaining in regulation time. Here's a chance. Just so tight through the middle right now. There's a chance off the post. And oh, what a chance there for Dalen John Hill. And now as a pushing and shoving behind the play, you can see on your screen. Tries in Sunday in there for Six Nations. Tries to see who the Orangeville player is. Might be Berman. Trying to see. Yeah, it is Bishop Berman in there. I think both players might go off and cool off for 2 minutes. So here's that player. You see John Hill. Breaks through the D. Gets a shot up, but it goes through the 5-hole, but it hits the post and stays out. A very lucky break there for Evan Konstantopoulos as it remains 4-2 Orangeville. Here's the pushing and shoving after the whistle between Sunday and Berman, and both players have gone to the penalty box. Nine minutes to go, exactly. Other scores around the league. Whitby leads St. Catharines 9-3. Mimico up 6-4 on Brampton. And Peterborough leads Oakville 12-7. So if all scores remain right now, it's going to be a clean sweep for the road teams tonight. Can somebody change that? Closest game we have right now is here at the ILA. And it's at even strength. 5 aside, 2 players in the box. Work it back. Kruger shoots, and a save by Thompson. But playing it in the crease was Tall Chief, and it'll be a turnover to the Northmen. So roughing for Sunday and roughing and a delayed penalty coming up to the Arrows. This won't help their cause for a comeback. As to the bench goes Konstantopoulos for the extra attacker. Kruger for Matthews. Back for Kruger. Over to Sanderson. Kruger. There's a shot. Scores! Up high, it's Liam Matthews with a rocket on the delayed penalty call. And the Northmen grab a 3-goal lead, 5-2 with 8:17 remaining in the third. And here it is. See Coulter's hand up. Kruger thought about shooting. Decides to feed Liam Matthews, and he makes a great shot over the shoulder of Saga Thompson. 30 goals on the year now for Liam Matthews, and it's a 5-2 Northman lead as they try to bounce back from that tough loss to St. Catharines at home on Sunday, 7-5. So, a couple of power play goals tonight, and they'll control the faceoff. Northman, ball's up for grabs. Carter Coffey can't corral it, though. Now he does. Coffey. Some good work. He'll drop it back for Alex Messier, who's on hat-trick watch. Unlikely source. Messier, though, will pass it back. Owen Ron. Over to Liam Matthews, who has the latest goal. Matthews being hit up high by Dalton Kane. And Kane in a battle there with Deere and Matthews. And Deere with a bit of a hit there in front of the bench, and the play goes on. Deere is getting chewed at as he goes off by Dalton Kane. Play goes on, though. Arrows know they got to try to stay disciplined. They're down by 3. They need to get a goal here in this possession. They work it over for Dale and John Hill. John Hill back for Squire. Takes a shot and a save. And it's scooped up by Konstantopoulos. And they'll get it up ahead for Donnie Scott. Scott drops it back. Cohen Jennings leaves it for Sanderson. Dylan Sanderson. Anderson drops it back. Cade Cordingly for Sanderson. Back for Cohen Jennings. And it'll be a shot clock violation as they didn't really read the clock that well. A turnover. And the Arrows will gladly accept the ball with 6:45 remaining. In the third period, they're down by 3. Trying to mount a comeback are the Arrows. Hodo Martin. Martin gets it over for Noah Snyder. Snyder walks up, saved by Konstantopoulos. And a rebound gobbled up by Sean Koska. Now he has a break. And he has a pushing and shoving near the Orangeville bench. And looks like they're going to have offsetting minors again. It'll be John Hill for Six Nations and Alex Messier for Orangeville. And I think the Northmen would take this trade off any day. As the other two men, Sunday and DeBerman, are back to their respective benches. So with 6:24 remaining, one of the top guns for the Arrows is in the sin bin for 2 minutes. And it'll be Northman ball. Trey Deere, who hasn't really done himself any favors in this crowd here tonight. Over for Liam Matthews. Matthews has it. Trying to work it into Deere. Ball sits there for Owen Ron. Back for Liam Matthews, 10 on the shot clock. Down low for Deere. Back for Matthews. Takes a shot off the arm of a player and wide. And the Arrows pick it back up ahead. Ray Cortez. He'll feed Thompson. Thompson back for Sunday. Shoots! Nice save by Konstantopoulos, and he felt that one. Fresh 30 on the shot clock for the Arrows. They're down by 3, looking to get a goal here with 5.5 remaining in regulation time. Squire, there's a pass back blocked. Cortez gets it back. Cortez feeds Douga Thompson. Thompson shoots off the post and wide. Now the Arrows trying to regroup, get the forwards back on the floor. They get a fresh 30. Sunday. Tries in Sunday. His pass is picked off Up the floor comes Graydon Stokes. Stokes feeds it over for Cade Cordingley. Cordingley back for Dylan Sanderson. Sanderson working the ball. Sanderson with it. Drops it off to Deere. Deere takes a shot. And a save there by Thompson. Had to be careful, but he kept it out. 4.5 remaining in regulation time. Up ahead for Taylor Harding. Harding. Up for Martin. Hodo Martin. Martin has it. Martin drops it back for Lickers. Lickers. It's it over. There's a return fee coming in. A stepping in the crease was Jimerson. Crease violation against the Arrows. Time becoming an enemy right now for Six Nations. They're down by 3 with 4 minutes to go. They got to hope for some airtight goaltending and defense right now to the home side. Now it's Matthews. Liam Matthews trying to shake off the defense. There's a feed in for Deere, but a save by Thompson. And back up the floor come the Arrows. And we get a whistle. I think it's offsetting Miners again. So, let's look over there at the Orangeville bench. 3:42 remaining. Northmen trying to improve to 11-2. Give them a 6-point lead on Six Nations for a top spot in the OJLL. Nations will still have a game in hand. So it looks like we'll have a power play for the Arrows. And it looks like they're going to pull the goaltender for the extra attacker because they're down by 3. Nothing to lose right now if you're Six Nations. So, net is empty. 6-on-4 for the Arrows. Down by 3. We're on the power play. Snyder. Jimerson. Sunday back for John Hill, who's on. Snyder. Scooped up by Squire. Now for Martin. Takes a shot. Saved by Constantopoulos. And hurrying back to the net is Saga Thompson. So actually there is no power plays on the board. It's just a couple of misconducts. So just the extra attacker on to try to get something going. Trey Deere with it, and the shot clock will end. And again, they'll pull the goalie. 2:47 remaining. Empty net for the Arrows. Trying to get a couple quick ones here. Extra attacker on. 6-on-5. John Hill. Martin. Pass down low for Jimerson doesn't work. Kate Jimerson. Back for Dale and John Hill. Shoots. Saved by Constantopoulos. Arrows get the rebound. Hodo Martin. They get it over for Squire. Back for John Hill. And a turnover. They get it back. Squire. Martin with a shot. Constantopoulos with a big save. Only 2:05 remaining. They need 3 to tie. They work it down for Jimerson. Back for Squire. Squire gets it back. John Hill shoots. Save again. And the empty net remains. And the Northmen call a timeout with 1:45 remaining. As it looks like they're going to prevail and move to 13-2 on the season, barring a incredible comeback by the Arrows. Not sure what the argument is here, but it's timeout call, I believe, against the Northmen. So just a reminder, our next telecast on the OJLL YouTube channel will be on Friday night. But first, we'll have a look at some replays. Here's that goal by Liam Matthews. Only goal here so far of the third period as he ripped one past Saga Thompson over the shoulder to make it 5-2. And next telecast will be this Friday night for the PMC in Peterborough. The Lakers will host the St. Catharines A's. Matt Carrick on the call, 8 p.m. live here on the OJLL YouTube channel. Next games for these two clubs. Orangeville hit the road to Kitchener-Waterloo on Friday night for a 7:30 game against the KW Lacrosse Club at the Odd. And then the Arrows will visit Brampton at the Old Memorial. And then they'll be back here to complete the home-and-home series on Sunday night. So a home-and-home coming up between the Excelsiors and the Arrows. Probably a couple games that the Arrows will like to have to keep pace with the Northmen. Or at least to stay ahead of the other three teams, because right now, the Beaches, Whitby, and St. Catharines are only a couple points back, and Whitby were winning at last check. So if these results hold, Whitby will tie Six Nations for second spot with 20 points. Oh, a huge check. No penalty, but it'll be still Northman ball. Just a minute 36 to go. Still bats it over. Carter Coffey up for trade here. All the Northmen now are just concerned about killing the clock. These two teams will meet again at the Tony Rose Arena a week from Friday, July 4th, 8 p.m. Should be another great game. You know the Arrows will have revenge on their minds as the ball will roll in to Saga Thompson. Tough one here tonight for the Arrows. But their defense is pretty good, allowing only 5 goals. It's just their offense couldn't get going against strong goaltending of Evan Konstantopoulos as a good defense. Into the final minute, there's a chance for Jimerson. He stopped. Arrows get the rebound. High in the net for Snyder. Feeds it back for John Hill. Extra attacker on again for the Arrows. There's a shot saved by Konstantopoulos. Rebound picked up by the Northmen. They will get the goalie back in as it's Siaparza pushing and shoving down behind. Oh, and a punch in the face. Frustration move there by John Hill here near the end of the game. He gave Alex Messier a little bit of business. With just 29 seconds left, and they're still jawing at each other. And it's just been a tough night for the Arrows. John Hill did have one of the 2 goals for Six Nations as he'll look to regroup, as will the rest of the Arrows, Friday night in Brampton. Orangeville will look to continue their great play in Kitchener-Waterloo on Friday night as well. And don't forget, our game is here on the YouTube channel. Will be St. Catharines at Peterborough Friday night. That should be a good one. St. Catharines trying to climb up the standings as they're hosting the Minto Cup in August. And Peterborough trying to solidify a playoff spot as they're hovering around that 500 mark. And the shot clock and game clock are similar, so Orangeville is going to play a game of catch to wind the clock down. So the Northmen will improve to 13-2 in the season. The Arrows will fall to 10-4, and the Arrows will now move 6 points ahead of the Arrows for top spot in the OJLL. As a little bit of arguing there at the end of the game, but the officials tell the Arrows to go their way and the Northmen to go theirs. So these teams will do it all over again in a week up in Orangeville. It's about a big win thanks to that man in the middle there, Evan Konstantopoulos. Solid in goal for Orangeville. The final score, the Northmen 5, the Arrows 2. For Gary and Rachel from JVI Video, bringing you the sights and sounds from the ILA, I'm Al Corkum saying good night. You've been watching the Ontario Junior Lacrosse League Game of the Week on the OJLL YouTube channel. Join us Friday for St. Catharines at Peterborough. Matt Carrick on the call, 8 p.m. from the PMC. Good night, everybody, from the ILA in Six Nations.